Well, well, well. After a very tumultuous last few weeks for As I Lay Dying, the drama looks as if it's reached at least a temporary conclusion, as we have finally heard from Tim Lambesis. He has finally broken his silence. And I got to apologize real quick for sounding like this. I am a little under the weather, so bear with me. But if you need a very, very quick recap on what's happened the last few weeks, all of the other four members of the band have left. We had bassist and clean vocalist Ryan Neff announce his departure first a couple of weeks ago, and then just a few days after that, we had Ken Susi and Nick Pierce both leave the band, releasing statements within hours of each other. And then last week, Phil Sgrosso, the only remaining classic member alongside Tim, announced his exit from the band as well. And all of this, of course, came right before the new album, Through Storms Ahead, is set to release on November 15th, and there was a big European tour that was supposed to start the very same day, but we've known now for, I don't know, maybe a week and a half or so that tour is not happening. We heard from all of the support bands. The band did not acknowledge any of that until now, but not a great time for a mass exodus of the band. Obviously, there's never a good time for that to happen, but certainly not leading up to a new album and a new tour, all of that. The band, or Tim, of course, has remained largely silent through all of this. The only time we heard from them, or Tim rather, I keep saying the band, but the only time we heard from Tim was when the band's last album, Shaped by Fire, was pulled from streaming services, I guess due to a licensing issue or whatever. It's since been put back up. I still think the timing of that happening is just incredibly coincidental, just absolutely crazy that everybody leaves the band and suddenly that album disappears for streaming services. But again, like I said, it is now back up. But anyways, the band has stayed mostly silent until now because Tim Lambesis has finally broke his silence in a statement released to social media on Monday, where he said, "Hi everyone, I needed some time to process all that has happened recently with As I Lay Dying. As I reflect, I certainly agree that there was an unhealthy environment that made leaving for a new tour with the previous lineup unrealistic. It had become difficult to figure out even the smallest details, and I admit I can stick strong to my vision for the future of As I Lay Dying, even when others think it should go another direction. It saddens me to think about the behaviors, communication, and patterns of interaction that led up to the tour cancellation. Phil and I no longer saw eye to eye personally, creatively, or financially. Discussions during this time prompted his decision to depart first, with each of the touring members deciding to leave shortly after, as they were not interested in going on without him. Unfortunately, that wasn't the order in which everything was made public, as some statements were rushed out during a chaotic time in response to rumors. I fully support each of the guys' decisions to leave and believe at this time it is best for everyone. With that being said, my door will always remain open to discussing anything directly, as I believe closing communication leads to many assumptions and problems of its own. Now, regarding what's next, As I Lay Dying was founded on persistence and determination. For anyone who is familiar with the foundational years from 2000 to 2004, you know that more than 20 people, who I'm incredibly grateful for, have come and gone to help bring to life this vision I've had in my head since I was 19 years old. I look forward to building a new team and creating an atmosphere that is supportive, positive, and fosters a creative environment. Through Storms Ahead will still be released November 15th. I am proud of what we created and look forward to sharing it with all of you." I'm not really overly surprised that Through Storms Ahead is still going to come out. I mean, we've seen this type of thing happen many times over the years with different bands, where the band totally implodes right after a new album drops, right before a new record is set to come out. It still comes out. Unfortunately for the band, they'd never get to go out and support it because they implode, and that's exactly what's happening here with As I Lay Dying, but, not exactly surprised to see that. I am curious, though. Tim says he's gonna keep on persevering and keep on trucking. I am a little curious to see who he's able to get, because when you are the last man standing and literally everybody else quits, it's never a good look. I mean, when you look back when the band sort of reunited after Tim got out of prison, it was all of the classic members. It was Tim, Phil Sgrosso, Nick Hippa, Jordan Mancino, Josh Gilbert. All of those guys have now left the band. All of their replacements are now out of the band. So just, in that statement, Tim says like 20 people or whatever have come and gone in the last, 6-7 years, whatever it's been. Now we've gone through 8 people already in and out of As I Lay Dying. So it's never a good look when you're the last man standing, everybody quits on you, but, especially when you consider his history and what he went to prison for with the whole hiring a hitman trying to hire a hitman to kill his wife or whatever, I mean, it does not exactly paint the best picture of you. And I don't know. I guess if I had to guess, I would think that he's going to have to go find, a bunch of young guys just looking for a break. I don't exactly see anyone with a name or any sort of good reputation, chomping at the bit to join As I Lay Dying. But who knows? I guess we'll see over the next few months. Who knows how quickly he's going to get this thing back up and running. Obviously, none of this is a great look on him. There's two sides to every story, sometimes three sides to every story, as we all know. But again, all of this stuff, when you look at everybody's statements, including the classic members that have left, all of the replacements that have left, just does not put Tim in a very good light. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see how he decides to move forward with As I Lay Dying and who he's able to recruit to be in the band. But that's all I got for you for right now. Thanks so much for hanging out. Feel free to drop a like and subscribe below if you feel like it, and I'll see you next time.